Palmord's eye begins to move slowly towards the still crying pad until... Hakai! With one more final word said, the unthinkable is done to the defenseless child. As in a total throwback to what originally happened on Earth, the young baby Pan is erased prematurely once again, and this time right in front of her grandfather. And instantly, with this sight now in mind, freshly scorched into his eyes, something snaps finally within the now extremely brittle mental state of Vegito. And with his eyes suddenly closing as veins begin to flex on his face, the God Killer would just let out, "My head! Why is my head hurting? Why are you doing this?" Almost as if finally, Vegito was beginning to sense what was happening in the real world now too. And with an ungodly roar that could only be described as coming from a true demon, Vegito screams to the sky, powering up, instantly breaking everything that bound him. But most notably, atop his head, where he was complaining about from being in pain, two vicious and uncharacteristic horns suddenly burst forth from the sides of his temple. And with the horns now at full length and seemingly not even noticed by Vegito, once his eyes and expression came down back to normal, he begins saying,
"Enough of this! Everything will be paid for now!"
Immediately leading to Vegito once again screaming with a truly beastly roar, as the God Killer raises his head straight up and yells to the heavens as if demanding his escape. But soon enough, his entire body, as a result of his power-up, begins to completely become enveloped in a ball of shining energy that spits dark lightning all over until... Back on the outside, the barrage of stabs on Vegito seemingly finally begin to come to an end. As eventually, as the two gods raise their feet for one last time, all that can be heard is the breaths of their exhausted states. That is until... Wait a second. His energy! It's... Out of nowhere, Mule's face is totally lost in a flash of light that can only mean one thing. Some way, somehow, Vegito's explosion of energy from within his mind reaches outwards and causes an insane explosion that covers the landscape, darkening the sky as black thunder bursts forward everywhere. And when we look at the deities that watch on, luckily for them, both Iwan and Mule manage to survive, though thoroughly trying their best to cover and protect themselves as the wind and pressure from Vegito's power even blows off some of their clothing. While as expected, the unfazed, physically Madara seems to watch on with more curiosity than fear. And once the explosion of energy comes to an end, nothing can actually be seen or detected from within the thick clouds of smoke that remain until... something shoots out with terrifying speed straight out of the dust clouds, so fast there would have never been any way to deduce just who or what it was. That is until finally, a dark creature lands on the ground with a crash, not letting out any words, but just beastly grumbles as if the stranger was less human and more animal. Could this really be who we think it is? And when the figure is finally revealed, all we can see is a pitch black beast, horns visible and hair similar to Vegito, but any sense of the humanity seems to be well and truly gone. And up in the air, lifted in his left arm, is none other than the Blade of Destruction, indicating even in this primal state, this dark beast is still ready to kill. As the grumbling, mysterious beast begins letting out steaming smoke which bellows out of his gritted mouth, and just one word then can be finally heard. But though that word gave us our biggest clue towards this beast somehow being Vegito, once said, the black beast resorts back to grumbles, staring into the palm of his now clawed hand, marveling at his newfound power, or at least that would be how it seemed. Is that? But now on the ground and more fearful than ever, Mule and Iwan would take notice from a distance. But as we zoom in on Mule, the true state of their fears come to light, as with a trembling voice, Mule would then let out, "What? That can't be the God Killer! Not in a million years! Why does he look like that now? Why does he look like... Oh! Elusive!" As suddenly, a wave of